What's up everyone? The last part for this video series of custom wavetables, custom patches, and custom processing. So this one is the last step, the processing, and we will throw in the sub if we need it. And I'll also show you guys how I go around that so I can keep the sub and sound separate. Related videos part 1 and 2 will be in the description below. If you guys are coming here before seeing those, definitely do that, as I explain how I got this kick into a wavetable and then changed it to make it sound good. So now, first thing I put on, or let's listen to it without it. Alright, so now your memory's refreshed. Now, the secret to that dimension is low size, high mix with LFOs. Gives it a wider mix, but you can only hear this in a stereo field. So when you go mono, this disappears. So make sure if it's going to be playing on something mono that your sound still holds as is without this, and you're not solely relying on this to make your sound. I'm literally just using it to spread it with that LFO, so as it's going through the LFO, it gets bigger when it reaches the peak of the LFO. So it's small, big, small, big, small, big, so it's more pumping on the LFO. Hyper dimension, or whatever this is, the hyper, oh, you could save it, cool. I did not know that. I just learned something new, guys, and you can do that for all of them. So mix, I like that metallic it gives it. Again, be careful with this. Too much will make it really wide and messy. So after you get that, I like to go to distortion. Put the mix up a little bit. Too much. You get a real clicky sound out of it. So about right there sounding good. I'm going to cycle through these. It's a good habit to get into, just because if you do what you always do, you're going to get stuck in the same rut. So I like to flip through the settings, even though what that is good for what I want. I like to go through these just in case there's something cool or there's a different setting I did not know about or use, and I could kind of in my head start memorizing, okay, this does this to the sound and this does this to the sound, which in return will help me dive in, because most of my basses I use this, but I like to, like I said, go through them all, which I'll do right now. I'm liking that one right now. So I'm going to go back to the one I had, which is, where is it? 0 square. I actually do not like that one. I'm going to turn the drive off. there is good. With these kind of sounds, you just want to choose one, flanger, phaser, chorus, or none. Let's stick with the chorus. Turn the filter all the way up so it's not cutting out any frequencies. Again, I'm going to put the LFO on here. The more you put the LFO on stuff, the bigger and crazier the sound will sound when it morphs. You know, because it's not just the LFO, it's all of this doing the LFO too, which gets a more unique sound. About right there is good. Let's put a EQ on. Just get out the lows. Then a compressor, which we're going to slide down. Do multi. All cool. So that's all I'm going to do for this bass. Maybe reverb at the end, but don't always need it. Again, I'm just going to put just a tiny LFO on here, just to get a little more tail at the end. And I like to plate more for basses. Nice. And what's cool is you can put another filter on it if you want to get even more in depth, which sounds cool is the reverb one. Again, LFO. And if we turn off all these effects, let's see what the sound is like. So as you can see, it's still there, and the purpose of these effects is to enhance it. So if you're not liking the way it sounds, make sure you get the core sound sounding good in this frame right here, basically between these. So when you come here, it's really just kind of amplifying that sound. So again, before and after. Put the hyper and dimension on. Saturator or distortion. Chorus. EQ. Compressor. Multiband. Reverb. And the reverb filter. So that's it for the patch. I would throw a sub on it. Direct out. Put the LFO, doing the movement. Hear it. So you can see very grungy. Could do an EQ in there, but we already used it, so I'm just going to dip this down. Pull in the highs. Now basically, if you're an Ableton user or you want to duplicate the tracks, if you group it, duplicate, now you have your sub and bass. Oh. And then you could throw your EQ on here. Turn off the oscillators. Just wanted to make sure we're on this one. You can turn all these off too, but it's a drift out, so it's not going to go through those. And on this one, turn your sub off. And then on the bass, of course. So you get a cleaner sound this way, even on the sub. On it. And that's it for the series, from creating a custom wavetable into a custom patch, into the processing, and all that good stuff. As always, free samples, tutorials, all that good stuff. Link in description, as well as the related parts 1 and 2 if you missed those or want to refresh in your memory. Don't forget to subscribe, check out all our other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video.